the channel, in the past 3 installments, The Theory of Perpetual Energy, you would be familiar with how the multi-layered universe works. If you haven't, a quick synopsis is, if you can imagine a large beach ball, slide a plate inside it standing vertically in the middle. Place another plate horizontally, like a letter T if you will. The point that intersects is where we live. Now keep adding plates in sequence. As energy transfers and moves, so does time and space. New plates, layer upon layer, are added. As time and space move, energy surges. This would cause the photonic frequency waves to change. As the same with alternate frequencies, their molecules vibrate at a different rate than ours do. All within that realm would occupy the same space, but a different frequency range than we could not sense. This is how energy travels, in wavelengths, through our time and space. It would be very similar as the effect from dropping a pebble in a still pool of water. When we see and observe with our eyes, we receive photons in waves. Our brain then absorbs and reorders and presents us with the image. Sometimes, if we have never seen an image before, the brain will associate the image with something we have seen, or could imagine, or has been the result of unfocused suggestion from an external source. For example, someone else's experience. The brain will then present a false image based on one of the above. This is called photonic miscognition. This could easily and logically explain a large amount of reported unusual phenomenon, but not all. There is a theory that a large amount of our earthly reported supernatural phenomenon, ghosts and UFOs, are actually beings that vibrate at frequencies that are different than ours. They may be able to travel through the plate or layered space with ease via machine or via natural condition of their being. However, there have been a large amount of recent sightings and reports by valid eyewitnesses that would suggest we are and have been visited by these types of being in increasing numbers. This would be consistent with ancient text from Christian, Muslim, and Central South American Greek and Asian writings as a historical record of sightings. Ethereal creatures from our mythical past may not be as much story as we had supposed. Sightings of creatures such as genies or jinn are supernatural creatures in Arab folklore and Islamic teachings which occupy a parallel world to that of mankind. Together, jinn, humans, and angels make up the 3 sentient creations of Allah. According to the Quran, there are 2 creations that have free will, humans and jinn. Religious sources say barely anything about them. However, the Quran mentions that jinn are made up of smokeless flame or scorching fire. Like human beings, jinn can also be good, evil, or neutrally benevolent. The jinn are mentioned frequently in the Quran, and there is a surah entitled Surat al-Jinn in the Quran. As there are many levels in our multi-universe, it is now not impossible for such creatures to exist. As a child, I always wondered, where did the angels that laid waste to Sodom and Gomorrah go? I guess other than Lot's wife, no one looked back to find out. Could it be possible they went into another layer? How about us humans? Could this be in our future too? There are so many factors in deep space travel. Eventually, if a vehicle could conquer light speed or be advanced enough to bend outer space, they would have to preset the coordinates as to where they would need to be as a set point. Just like an American football quarterback must pass to a spot, not directly to his receiver in motion. If he threw the ball to the player in motion, the player's motion would continue and the ball would never be caught. Then, as time and space are not a constant, they would then have to factor in any gravitational influences on the journey with measure for adjustment. And even if all of that could be overcome, they may never obtain the coordinates to return their journey back to the same starting point. Encounters with what we believe as alien life from outer space may actually be beings from one of these layers. We call these interterrestrial beings. Areas of higher electromagnetic activities report a higher amount of supernatural phenomenon. There are some acknowledged areas on the Earth that have a stronger magnetic influence than other areas. Areas such as the Bermuda Triangle, the Witch's Hole, Colorado Springs, United States, Mount Hermon, and many more. Angels and demons who first appear as fallen creatures from the heavens to earth fell to Mount Hermon in the Christian Bible. Mount Hermon exists along the 33 parallel, which is known as an area of extraordinary magnetic influence. On the exact opposite side as Mount Hermon is Roswell, New Mexico. Thank you for viewing. Tune in for our next episode, a biography on Nikolai